We have one more speaker, and that's before we get to the man of the hour, and that's Norannsy Chieuchin, who happens to be the founder of Project Anchor.
Thank you, everyone. There you go. So thanks for having me on. I appreciate the time. Many of you heard the word Project Anchor. So we are a nonprofit organization that takes doctors and nurses and common everyday people to Cambodia to see patients over there for free. This is a third world country that many people have never seen a doctor or have taken a Tylenol before. Doug, I met Doug about 8 years ago. He came to one of our banquets, and I just said, hey, if you have a care in your heart, if you have any compassion in your heart, if you want to help, this is a perfect place to help. And Doug jumped in with both feet. He knew I asked him to be our MC for the next 6 or 8 years. I know he was not very comfortable. I know that scared him to death, but he jumped in with both feet. So that took a lot of courage. I appreciate that. As a founder and president of Project Anchor, I personally have witnessed a couple of things with Doug. I know he cares about his kids at school at Bolsa Grande because I've gone to his school and talked to his students. I know he has the desire to help. I know he has the courage to do something about it, and he's definitely going to have to sacrifice. These are characteristics in any great leader that you must have: the care, the compassion, the desire, the courage, and the sacrifice. I know Doug has all 5 of them. He cares for the kids because I've seen him. So why would he want to do all this stuff for the kids? At the very most basic thing that he does as a teacher, he navigates these kids from high school to potentially to college and to potentially to adulthood. All of us have gone through school. If I had had a teacher like Doug in high school, maybe I would be a lot better than I am today. He cares. He would take the time to navigate his students. He also, what I've seen with his current students, he cultivates leadership in them. Again, imagine if some teacher took the time and the desire and the care and the compassion towards me individually to cultivate my leadership. Where would I be today? When he told me he was going to run for Irvine School District, I thought he was crazy. Why would anybody do that? Because again, you have to have the great desire. You have to have the courage. How many of us have been in a situation where we've seen something that is not right and we chicken out a little bit? We don't want to get involved. It takes a lot of courage to get involved. And I know he's going to sacrifice a lot to be involved. So Doug is going to be a great leader, and he's going to impact, I hope, the Irvine School District, because he's perhaps, later the man of the hour will tell us why he's running, but I know why he's running, because he sees there's something wrong and he sees that there's something he can do about it. It takes great courage to do something about it. And I admire him for that. I admire him as a person because he's got the courage to do it. Lastly, he's going to sacrifice his time. Like someone said earlier this evening, you can do a lot in your time. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. You can go golfing. You can do whatever for yourself. But Doug's going to sacrifice his time to help the children of Irvine. And I appreciate that in a person, to sacrifice yourself, to sacrifice your family for somebody else. In this case, the children of Irvine. I really admire a person that is willing to see something's wrong, willing to do something about it himself, and sacrifice himself and sacrifice his family, sacrifice resources, sacrifice a lot. I admire Doug, and I 100% would vote for Doug tomorrow. I appreciate the time.
I'm Doug Euper, and I approve this message.